So in this lecture, welded joints is to be discussed. Transverse fillet welded joints are designed for tensile strength, compressive strength, bending strength, torsional strength. What is transverse fillet welded joint? So welded joints are up to two types: lap joint, butt joint. So in the lap joint, two plates are placed one over another and the welding is carried out. In the butt joint, one is butted with other joint. Okay, the bottom one is called the butt joint, single square butt joint, single V butt joint, single U butt joint. That is the lap joints are, this is a lap joint, single transverse lap joint, double transverse lap joint, parallel fillet lap joint. So in the welding is carried out in the transverse direction, it is called as single transverse welded joint. If it is carried out in the two sides, if it is carried out on two sides, it is called as a double transverse. It is a parallel fillet welded joints. In the welded joints, okay, so transverse fillet welded joint. So it is a transverse fillet welded joint is designed for tensile strength. It is designed for single transverse fillet joints are designed for tensile strength. Okay, parallel fillet welded joints are designed for shear strength, whereas single transverse fillet joints are designed for tensile strength. Okay. In the welded joint, the throat of weld as compared to size of the weld is about same size, about 0.7 times, about 0.5 times, about 0.25 times. Okay. In the throat of the welded joints, throat of the weld, T equal to size of the weld is small s, T equal to 0.707 into s or 0.7 into s. Okay. In this diagram, see the bottom of this diagram. So this is a welding area reinforcement. In this area, it is assumed that it is of triangular in shape, ABC. It is of triangular in section. That is a reinforcement. Welded reinforcement is assumed to be triangular, approximately assumed to be triangular ABC. And this angle is 45 degree. And this angle is also 45 degree. This is 90 degree. And this triangle is divided into two portions, that is BD. It is divided into two portions, BD. Now let us consider the triangle BDC. Okay, in the triangle BDC, sin 45 degree equal to BD by BC. Sin 45 degree equal to BD. So opposite side BC is hypotenuse. Okay, sin 45 degree equal to BD by BC. Opposite side by hypotenuse. Okay. So sin 45 degree equal to 1 by root 2. Okay, 1 by root 2 equal to BD by BC. BD equal to T and BC equal to S. BD equal to T. This is a throat of the weld. This is called as a throat of the weld or thickness of the weld. Throat of the weld. And S is the size of the plate. Okay, size of the plates to be welded. S is the size of the plate. S is the size of the plate or thickness of the plate. Okay, T is the throat of the weld. So T, S. So BD equal to T, BC equal to S. So T by S. So 1 by root 2 equal to T by S. So 1 by 1.14 equal to T by S. 1 by 1.14 equal to 0.707 equal to T by S. So T equal to 0.707 into S. T equal to 0.707 into S. Okay, in welded joint, throat of the weld as compared to size of the weld is about 0.707 times. In fillet weld, throat is perpendicular distance from the root to the hypotenuse. Small side of the triangle of the fillet, larger side of the triangle of the fillet, none of the above. In fillet weld, throat is perpendicular distance from the root to the hypotenuse. Perpendicular distance, okay, this is a perpendicular distance from the root to the hypotenuse. Okay. So in the triangle ABC, the AC is a hypotenuse. So from the root is a B. From the root to the hypotenuse is a throat size. Okay, weld throat is T. Okay, so answer A is correct. Two metal plates of thickness T and width W are joined by a fillet weld of 45 degree. When subjected to a pulling force F, the stress induced in the weld will be F by WT. F by WT sin 45. F sin 45 by WT. 2F by WT. Okay, in this case, that is P equal to throat area by throat area into tensile strength of the fillet welded joint equal to, that is strength equal to load equal to sigma into A. Okay, load equal to sigma into A. Sigma equal to P by A. So P equal to sigma into A. So throat area equal to, okay, throat area equal to, so throat area equal to T into L. Okay, T into L. We know that T equal to 0.707 into S. So 0.707 into S into L into sigma T. Okay, throat area equal to 0.707 into S into L. Okay, that is this is the tensile strength of the fillet welded joints. Okay, so sigma T equal to P by 0.707 into S into L, or W into, okay, W into L. Okay, sin 45 into sin 45 degree into W into L. Okay, P by sin 45 degree, P by sin 45 degree into W into T. Okay, W into T. Okay, it is given by different symbols. So W by WT into sin 45. So that is, the answer is B. The parallel fillet weld is designed for tensile strength, compressive strength, bending strength, shear strength. The answer is shear strength. So far we have studied the transverse fillet welded joints. This is a parallel fillet welded joints. This is a parallel fillet welded joints. This is a double parallel fillet welded joints. In the double parallel fillet welded joints, instead of sigma T, you have to substitute tau. Okay, 0.707 into S into L into tau. Instead of sigma T, tensile strength, you have to substitute shear strength, tau. 2 is for double parallel fillet welds. For double parallel fillet welds, it is 2. Okay, 2 into 0.707 into S into L into tau. Okay, it is 1.414 into S into L into tau. So the parallel fillet weld is designed for shear strength. The answer is D. In transverse fillet welded joints, the size of the weld is equal to 0.707 into throat of the weld. Okay, 0.707 into throat of the weld. Okay, S equal to 0.70, T equal to 0.707 S. Okay, answer is C. The double fillet welded joints with the parallel fillet weld of length L and S is subject to a tensile force P, assuming uniform stress distribution. The shear stress is given by, answer A, P by S into L into sin 45. Okay, 1 by root 2. Okay, so P by S into L into, here it is given S into tau equal to P by S into L into 1 by root 2. Okay, so root 2 goes to the top. Okay, root 2 into P. Okay, 1 by 0.707 is 1 by root 2. So root 2 goes to the top, the numerator. So root 2 P by S into L. Root 2 P by S into L. Answer is A. The size of the weld in butt welded joints is equal to, okay, in butt welded joints. So this is, so first we studied about the transverse fillet welded joints, and then second one parallel fillet welded joints. Now it is a butt welded joints. In the butt welded joints, it is T into L into sigma T. So this concept, throat concept will not come here. It is T into L into sigma T. So the size of the weld is equal to throat of the weld. Size of the weld is equal to throat of the weld. So answer is B. Here it is not equal to 0.707 into S. It is equal to the size of the weld. When a circular rod welded to a rigid plate by a circular fillet weld is subjected to a twisting moment T, then the maximum shear stress is given by 2.83 T divided by pi into S into D square. So it is available in data book, PAC design data book. So answer A is correct. The parallel fillet welded joint is designed for tensile strength, compressive strength, bending strength, shear strength. Parallel fillet welded joint is designed for shear strength. Answer is 4 only. Okay. Option is A. The transverse fillet joint is designed for tensile strength, compressive strength, bending strength, shear strength. Transverse fillet joint is designed for tensile strength. Option A is correct. In a double parallel fillet weld of length L and leg length H. Okay, double parallel fillet. Maximum load that can be applied is equal to, okay, it is tau into, as it is a double parallel fillet, it is 2 into H into L. Okay, tau into H into L. Okay, that is leg length. Leg length equal to 0.707 into S. Okay, so tau into H into 0.707 into S. L equal to 0.707 into S. Okay, option 41, option is D. The knuckle and cotter joints. The type of joint in a cycle chain is cotter joint, knuckle joint, jib and cotter joint, riveted joints. In the cycle chain, it is having knuckle joint. Answer is B. The knuckle joint, and this is a knuckle, and it is a rod. It is a double eye. So the first one is this is a double eye or fork, and this is a eye, single eye. Okay, single eye, and this is a pin. A pin is placed. Okay, and here pin is placed, and it is connected, and it is connected. This single rod and double rod are connected by means of, it is one driving shaft, and this single eye is one driven shaft. Double eye is connected to any one of the driver shaft. Single eye is connected to driven shaft, and both are connected by means of pin. Okay, pin, and sometime nut or sometime another pin is inserted. So this type of joint is called knuckle joint. So in a cycle chain, we are having this type of knuckle joint. Answer is B. In a steam engine, the piston rod is usually connected to the crosscut by means of knuckle joint, universal joint, flange coupling, cotter joint. In a steam engine, piston rod is usually connected to the crosscut by means of cotter joint. So option is D. Piston rod is connected to crosscut by means of cotter joint. So this is a cotter joint. It is made of cotter. This one is a cotter. Is a flat wedge shaped piece of steel. This one is a cotter, tapered part, and driver shaft and driven shaft are inserted together. It has a hollow socket. This one shaft has hollow socket, and this is inserted, and it has some hole, and the cotter is inserted into it. Tapered cotter is inserted into it. In a steam engine, the ball rod is connected to the eccentric by means of knuckle joint, universal joint, flange coupling, cotter joint. So it is used to connect piston rod and the crosscut, spindle and fork valve mechanism, piston rod and the tail and pump rod. It is used as a foundation bolt. In tan buckle, if one of the rods has left-handed threads, then the other rod have right-hand threads, left-hand threads, pointed threads, multiple threads. It has right-hand threads. If one has left-hand thread, another one have right-hand threads. This tan buckle is used to connect two carriages in a railway carriages. A cotter joint is used to transmit twisting moment and axial tensile as well as compressive load. The bending moment only axial compressive load. It is used to connect axial tensile as well as compressive load. The length of cotter in a sleeve and cotter joint is taken as 4D. Length equal to 4D. Answer is D. In a designing a sleeve and cotter joint, the outside diameter of the sleeve is taken as 1.5D, 2.5D, 3D, 4D. Outside diameter is equal to 2.5D. Which of the following cotter joint is used to connect strap end of a kinetic rod? Socket and spigot cotter joint, sleeve and cotter joint, jib and cotter joint, none of the above. It is strap end of the kinetic rod is connected using jib and cotter joint. Answer is C. The taper and cotter varies from 1 in 15 to 1 in 10, 1 in 24 to 1 in 10, 1 in 30 to 1 in 24, 1 in 48 to 1 in 24. Answer is D. 1 in 48 to 1 in 24. Thank you.